we sat and took a really hard look at, where our sort of 30-year-old payments business should be going. What should we look like for the next decade of this business? What are we missing out on in the addressable market, right? We're a fairly mature company. We're the old world is fintech, if you will, but from a payments perspective, we needed to make some hard decisions and take a good look at where we came from and where we need to be in terms of technology and in terms of infrastructure, and leveraging that potential that India had for us to build our own systems, rely less on vendors, right? Get full value, but also take accountability for everything that we were going to embark on doing. And so we looked at a full revamp of all the technology that we use to service our clients, from client-facing platforms down to what became XPay, which is sort of the payments engine. That's the kind of heart of processing the transactions that we have. And there's a great pool of talent that understood our client base. So the payments business, our core mission really is to build products and services that facilitate money movement for international organizations globally, okay? At the heart of that are people like the largest banks in the world. We have 85 banks that use our services. We have an aid and development sector that also has NGO type customers that use a different type of technology. But over time, we realized that we need to become more sophisticated and to scale to look more like a full-on payments company. We needed to own that technology. We needed to find efficiencies, learn from things that only we knew with our unique set of clients. And I think that from, organizing the client service, client management allocation to serve and support our customers, working closely to cover the clock with our teams in New York and London and in Singapore, and in other areas like Brazil and Colombia. All of those things kind of came together to really fortify this strategy that we needed going forward. I think the XPay piece of it is sort of the multiplier effect, because if you look at our ability to do high volume transactions, right, to increase our market share of the existing payments ecosystem, when we say that there's a $1.5 trillion addressable market, we weren't going to get there with the tools that we were very successful with in 2010, for example, and even the last 5 years. We needed to be ahead of some of that. And historically, we innovated probably at the pace at some of our most significant bank customers, which, as we know in the world, financial institutions are not moving at record speed. I think XPay was exactly targeted with talent from people who come from that world to help us build what it should look like. And so when I look at that journey, and I don't want to tread too much on Neil's story, but the idea of investing in that, setting an aggressive timeline of 2 years to replace a key vendor that we had very little control over, that was extremely expensive, with a tactical team of developers in Pune, and with support from the rest of the teams that were in Bangalore, for example, that understand our business, and having the ability to do that together and collaborate with a broader global team on the payment side, the end result is this very unique payment processing platform that we call XPay. And it's sort of at the heart of everything we do. It's got learning from facilitating payments for all these sophisticated banks, cleaning up after those banks and how bad they are at this business, but the scalability of doing between 5,000 and 7,000 payments a day to something that can support 80 to 100,000 payments a day.